In this video, we are going to take a look at 5 mistakes that every PUBG player do. For example, some pro player use 50% joystick size, and some pro players use 150% joystick size, for example Star Captain, and many other Chinese pro players use 150% joystick size, so many people get confused which joystick size they need to use, which I will show you later in this video. But before that, starting with mistake number 1. Don't use the ultrasound effect. This is the mistake that 90% of the PUBG players are doing because using ultrasound effect in your game doesn't make easier to identify the footsteps, but it can give you a lot of disadvantages. The disadvantages you will get that it changes your device performance by heating up your phone quickly and consumes more power of your phone battery. And also it gives you FPS drop, so if you have low-end device or mid-range device that lags a lot, then I highly recommend you to use low sound effect or high sound effect rather than ultrasound effect because it doesn't give you any advantages. So in my opinion, ultrasound effect is just for iPhones. So moving on to the mistake number 2. Or you can also call it a tip that if you are using peek and open scope option enabled, then kindly try to avoid using this option. I know it's a very common mistake, but because of this option, sometime while taking TPP near to the cover, then this happened. And also, sometime while taking a close range fight, and by mistake, if you click on peek button, then it can send you back to the lobby, just like this.
The red team is heading to a perfect win! The red team is unstoppable!
So I recommend you to keep peek and open scope option disabled if you are 4-finger or 5-finger claw player, and 3-finger claw players can use it. Here is another tip about lean mode that I want to give you, that if you are using lean mode function on tap mode, then try to use it on mixed option. Because it works best in both situations. While taking close range fight you can use as hold, and while taking long range fight or cover to cover fight, you can stay near to cover like this and take down your enemy easily. So always try to use lean mode option on mixed function, otherwise this will happen.
A few inches later. A few moments later.
Anyway, moving on to the mistake number 3, which is about graphics setting. So many people do this mistake that they play on HDR graphics setting if their device support it, and because of this, your phones gets overheat quickly and drains the battery life faster. Also controlling recoil gets very hard, as well as you will get a lot of frame drops while playing on HDR setting. And HDR graphics looks so dark, so spotting snakes gets very hard. So I highly recommend you to play on smooth graphics setting, even if you have Android or iPhone device. And here is my rest of graphics settings, specially designed for low-end device players. I play on smooth graphics setting, and my frame rate setting is on ultra option, because my device doesn't support extreme option, and I don't use GFX tool or any config file for extreme option, because it gives you a lot of frame drops in close range fights. And I keep anti-aliasing option disabled because it makes texture smooth but drains the battery faster, which is not good, especially for low-end device players. So that's why I disable it. And also I keep disable auto adjust graphics setting because it will give you a lot of frame drops in close range fights. That's why I don't use it. Now to the most asked question, which joystick size is the best, small or big? So if you are using first control layout, then the joystick size and placement doesn't matter. In the full of left screen, anywhere you click your joystick will moves. But in the third layout, if you click outside of the joystick, this will happen. Which is kinda annoying. So to fix it, you need to use big joystick size around 150%. But why to use third layout? The reason why many pro players use third layout is because third layout is best for jiggle movement. And to know more about PUBG mobile mistakes, you can watch this video too. I hope you like.